Hey, good morning, everybody. It is great to be with you here for the morning briefing on the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. It's always a pleasure to be with you all. Can you indulge me just one moment? Oh my God, that coffee smells so good. I'm going to have a cup with you right now. One last swig before we get into so much great fishing information and lots more. We've added a new charter out of San Diego. We got a lot for you. One more hit off of this, and let's get into it. Oh my God, is that good? All right, good morning, everybody. It is great to be with you all. First of all, really important matter and something that I'm grateful to all of you for, all your thoughts and prayers going out to Captain Eddie Leland. Captain Eddie Leland is in a battle with prostate cancer, and he needs your support, your positive vibes. If you believe in the power of prayer, lots of prayers headed in his direction. It means a lot to him, means a lot to me, means a lot to his family, and so many of you are doing just that. So I wanted to take a moment and thank you very much and implore you all to do even more if at all possible. All right, folks, let's get into it because there's a lot of great stuff going on. First of all, we have added a new charter. It's on board the Relentless out of H&M Landing in San Diego. It sails on September the 25th and gets back in the morning of the 27th. It's a day-and-a-half trip, $450. Includes all of your meals. And man, the way San Diego is going right now, you've got to think that it's only going to get better and better and better. In fact, Tom Durr, who's an old-time captain and runs the Judith Ann out of 22nd Street Landing, he's putting new motors in the boat right now. He'll be ready to rock and roll and be fishing here shortly. I'll keep you in touch with that. But Tom said, Phil, I think you're right. I think it's only going to get better and better and better. And when a veteran skipper like that comes to me and reaffirms what I'm thinking, it makes me feel more secure in what I'm seeing in the future. Hopefully that is indeed what is going to come to pass. All right, Relentless, $450. Hope to have you on board. Just take a look at the show description. We still have a spot or two on the Amigo leaving Wednesday. I talked to Mark Paisano Jr., the captain, and he is excited. Those bluefin are biting at night, and they're the big ones. In the daytime, we're seeing some really good fishing going on. So you got the nighttime bite, you got the daytime bite, you got the kelp patty bite, you got yellowfin moving into the picture. It's going to get crazy, and I'm hoping it's crazy on Thursday and Friday for all the great people who are coming out on another Friedman Adventures trip. Once again, 657-227-6459. If you want to get on the Relentless, if you want to get on our last two-day trips on the Pride, and if you want to join us late here on the Amigo on Wednesday night, it's gonna be awesome, I'll tell you that. And don't forget, Bass Pro Shops. We'll be at Rancho Cucamonga doing our podcast there at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That is Saturday, September the 10th, right there in front of the big bass tank. I'll be there at 11 a.m. for a meet and greet, and I'll hang out, answer all your questions. More than that, say thank you to each and every one of you who have been supporting us on everything we're doing. The other day, we had 10,000 people tune into the morning briefing, thousands of you every single day. It is such a pleasure to do this with you all. All right, let me start off south of the border down there in Ensenada this morning and tell you that the Pongero fleet down there is having magnificent fishing. If you like to cross the border and enjoy Baja hospitality, the great food, and jump on a ponga, which is a unique experience in and of itself. It's so much fun to be on a ponga with one of our hermanos from Mexico, couple guys, your friend, maybe two, and you're pulling on these kelp patty fish because they are biting. More and more kelp patty fish pushing in, and now the yellowfin tuna have become a real factor. Not only are we seeing them, we're catching them. More on that when we look at the San Diego counts. An incredible Dorado fishing at times also down there. Dorado, some yellowtail, more yellowfin tuna. We're seeing marlin down there. It is absolutely phenomenal fishing. It can't get any better than this. I would call it historic in many, many cases. So guys like Arnie Mann down there, Diego Nuno, who's a deckhand on board the Royal Star, he has a ponga down there. Costa Baja Sport Fishing in Ensenada. Arnie Mann down there. Two guys that I fish with regularly, two guys that you'll have a lot of fun with and perhaps catch a lot of fish. So really good on the other side of the border. And when we look down there, it's a preview of what we have to come here in Southern California if we have the same kind of conditions, and we do. Not only do we have the same kind of conditions, you might suggest that the biomass of Dorado now is up here in our local waters. Incredible stuff going on with regard to that. All right, let me bump you up to San Diego now, and we've been talking a lot about yellowfin tuna joining the party. There's a little bit of that 5 to 10 pound yellowfin now, mostly 25 to 50 pound, and it's starting to really chew. It's starting to bite, and that is great news. We've talked about when fish move into an area, they need to acclimate, they need a little bit of time to get comfortable perhaps, and then they start to chew and bite, and we are certainly seeing that. Ocean Odyssey, limits of Dorado, 32 bluefin tuna, 27 yellowfin tuna, and that kind of smorgasbord, that kind of variety is so typical of the fall bite in northern Baja and southern California. You throw in the best weather months, and this is when you get the best bang for your sport fishing dollar, because it's so exciting to pull up to a kelp or to get a jig strike and wonder, what is it this time? Is it bluefin? Is it yellowfin? Is it Dorado? What is it? And that variety just adds to the spice of an incredible bite. How about the grande, fishing that morning trip? They leave at 5 or 6 in the morning out of San Diego, and then they're back in 6 in the evening, sometimes later than that, as those guys will stretch it out. 25 guys yesterday, 87 yellowfin tuna, a bluefin tuna, 17 Dorado, 3 yellowtail. How can it get any better than that? The Voyager was out with our friend Richard Cayo. Richard was on our Mahi-mahi trip. I got to speak to him, get to know him quite a bit better. He's a member of the Friedman Adventures family, and he had great fishing out there with good fishing on the yellowfin and bluefin tuna, mostly 25 to 50 pounders, and they hit a kelp, and it was wide open on the flatheads. Dorado fishing, absolutely incredible. How about a day-and-a-half trip on the Excalibur to just drive the point home about this incredible variety and what is starting to go on. Limits of Dorado, 53 bluefin tuna, 47 yellowfin tuna, and 16 yellowtail. Man, oh man, is that good fishing or what? In most cases, 30 to 40 pound fluorocarbon is going to work well. 1/0 to 2/0 size hooks. And of course, we love blacktail hooks, and we love Opsin fluorocarbon, www.opsinusa.com. Put in FA at checkout for a free gift and a handwritten note from Greg Brown, the owner. I'm telling you, that gets you tackled up right. Also, however, there are some iron fishing. The Daiwa Sakana lures have been working really well. Something similar to that, also very, very good. 80 to 120 gram lures working really well. Don't throw the iron with anything less than 50. Please don't do that. And if you can bump it up from there and make a long cast, please keep that in mind. And those of you who are not proficient at casting with a conventional type reel, don't be afraid to use one of Daiwa's great spinning reels. They'll give you plenty of drag. You can throw that jig a long distance. Same thing goes with the bait. Don't be intimidated by this stigma about using spinning reels. Go for it. It'll work really, really well. So San Diego, absolutely on fire. And that's, of course, why we've added this Relentless trip, limited to 20 anglers, September 25th to the 27th. That is going to be a magnificent trip. I can't wait to see you on board that one. That's going to be so much fun. All right, let me bump you up now, and we'll still talk about offshore fishing, because the Dorado bite in Southern California is historic right now. And that is not hyperbole. It really is historic. What is going on is absolutely mind-boggling. All we have to do to get an incredible bite on tropical fish is have me suggest that we're going to have an outstanding albacore season on cooler water tuna, and then all of a sudden all the tropical stuff shows up. So I think I'm just going to predict albacore every year, and we'll have wahoo and blue marlin and everything else here in our local waters. 545 Dorado taken yesterday out of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. The most Dorado ever taken out of that landing in the history of that landing. That tells you how good this is. On the Clemente, Our friend Mauricio Lopez with 109 Dorado. Does it get any better than that? Maybe. How about the Fury with a $160 on the Dorado? Some of these 5 to 10 pound fish, and then you've got this 8 to 12 pound fish. It's phenomenal, and there's a wide spread to this thing all the way up to the Channel Islands now. So we're talking about a 1,000-mile stretch of fish. 1,000 miles. Well, I mean, perhaps more than that when you start to go down below Mexico and get into Central America and everything else. It's incredible how much fish there is. And in some cases, it hasn't started to bite. There's areas of fish where you see thousands of these things and they're not biting. And then there's areas that are biting. I still think that the fall is going to be outstanding and really crazy. Scott Grant, another member of the Friedman Adventures family, was on board the True Line yesterday. He got his very first Dorado. He said he's never gone south to fish Dorado, so it was a thrill for him to catch that fish on board the True Line. Aaron Bernardo, another guy that was on board the True Line. He's another great member of the Friedman Adventures family. He said it was so much fun. 25-pound fluorocarbon is what both these guys recommended. And Aaron said #1, blacktail Mutsu circle hook was the best way to go. He said nose hook in the bait worked all day long. Really, really good fishing. And same advice and counsel from our friend Scott Grant. He said, don't drop below 25 pound. You're going to get broken off. However, we're going to introduce another gentleman, Marcos Garcia. He was on board the Monte Carlo yesterday, and on the Monte Carlo, they had outstanding fishing with up there at 86 Dorado. I'm telling you, it's just a few miles off the coast here. We're catching all these Dorado right now. But Marco said, hey, I used 15 pound, and I got bit way more than everybody else, and I ended up landing 9 Dorado. So there it is. I mean, guys are getting bit on the 25, guys dropping down to the 15. Maybe 20 pound is the answer, right? Maybe using some option 20 pound would do you really, really well. And that is fantastic fishing. Let me give you a few more scores. We talked about Dana Wharf. How about up here in this neck of the woods? Gale Force, 127. I'm starting to lose my voice now. 127 on the Dorado. The Pride. We got two-day trips coming up with the boys on the Pride. They always fish hard. Limits of nice grade Dorado. Native Sun 54 Dorado. City of Long Beach 38 Dorado. Pursuit 70 plus Dorado. Wow, just great fishing on great eating fish that are so colorful and acrobatic as they come flying out of the water and provide everybody with such a show, such a spectacle of nature. We are so blessed here in SoCal. And continuing on the offshore scene, up there at San Clemente Island, long-range boats, overnight boats, mostly like multi-day type trips, are thumping. Not every night and not for everybody, but thumping, in some cases, the big bluefin tuna at night. Knife jigs have been working spectacularly. 2-speed reels, 100 pound at night. That's exactly what you want to have. You're going to need that on board our 2-day trip on the Amigo sailing on Wednesday night. And then during the daytime, there's been better fishing on, you know, like 25 to 50 pound bluefin, some yellowfin mixed in with it. And then you're fishing the 30 to 40 pound fluorocarbon, a 2-0 hook, and a really good hot bait. That bite just seems to be getting better and better and better. And it's rocking right now. So it is amazing, the spread of fish and the variety. It's great. And how about we go up to the Aloha Spirit and our good friend Sean Stewart, who owns the boat up there out of the Channel Islands, out of Cisco Sport Fishing. How about 4 Dorado yesterday on board the Aloha Spirit? But that doesn't tell the story. The story is told by what the crew on the Aloha Spirit saw. Thousands of flatheads. They're up there now. And that is just going to start to happen. Let me know when they're up there out of Oregon, because this year, nobody knows what exactly is going to happen. It is absolutely incredible. By the way, up there in Oregon, my friend Pat Whitaker, who ran boats here for many, many, many years, he's albacore fishing this morning. He's got good albie fishing going on up there. And he's had some really odd occurrences here recently that I'll talk to you about in another video, including an encounter with Japanese flying squid and a couple of mako sharks engaged in a behavior that Pat has never seen, all the decades he's been on the water. So you can look forward to those videos because it's pretty crazy stuff what's going on up there in that neck of the woods. We'll bring you back now and take you south of the border and talk about the islands quickly, because I got to tell you, most people are going to be fishing offshore right now, but there's a lot of yellowtail. Todos Santos Island right there off Ensenada. It's really good fishing. There's still a little bit of barracuda and good calico fishing. Coronado Islands, my God, any other year everybody would be there and raving about it. I'm still raving about it. Lots of yellowtail at the Coronado Islands. Good grade fish, 15 to 25 pound fish there, biting really, really well. Surface iron bait, all of that is working great at the Coronado Islands. San Clemente Island, we see some decent yellowtail fishing. Of course, all these venues, you're dealing with sea lions, but you can get, I want to say 20 to 50 yellows out of Clemente, and then you're right there next to the tuna grounds. Catalina has been just a pain in the neck all year long. A little bit of bonito, a little bit of barracuda, a little. That's been the name of the game for the most part. There was some good hits on sea bass earlier in the year, but right now everybody's focused on fish that are offshore, and that stuff is biting really, really well, as I have indicated to you. Channel Islands, those guys, after a spectacular year, have come down to earth a little bit, catching a lot of rockfish up there, occasional sea bass and halibut, and now some Dorado have filtered into that area. That's pretty amazing stuff. Also on the coast, we're just picking a few sand and calico bass. Once again, most guys are turning their attention to offshore. Even half-day boats have in their crosshairs this Dorado bite because it's just right off the coast. And I think it's only gonna get better. And then surf fishing, good on the Corvina up and down our coast. Some halibut on the Lucky Craft, and also good yellowfin croaker fishing. We'll get a little bit further into the fall here, and we'll see more and more spot fin croaker get back into the picture. I know my friend Steve Bermudez. Good morning, Steve. He's gonna be down in Ensenada fishing around Estero Beach, I think. He likes fishing the surf down there. He's really good at it. If I could get down there, I would. Maybe I'll be able to pop down there for a day and check it out. I would love to do that. All right, folks, I don't know what to tell you. Historic numbers of Dorado here locally. Big bluefin tuna biting there at San Clemente. More variety in San Diego as the yellowfin tuna start to push in and start to bite. It's all good. It's all looking great. And now we move you in to the fall, the best weather months in northern Baja and southern California. With all of this going on, it's absolutely incredible. You still have a chance to join us Wednesday night, 22nd Street Landing out of San Pedro on board the Amigo. 2 spots left. Would love to have you on board with us. We are going to have an absolute ball. Getting out of there about 9 in the evening, 7 p.m. Come to the Friedman Adventures studios, and I will have a smorgasbord of sandwiches and chips and other delectables for you before you leave. And we can talk and get to know each other even a little bit better. Remember, show description or send me a text, 657-227-6459. Hey, wait a minute. One more toast to you all. Man, I've been talking a long time because my coffee's cold. Blah, 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 right? Hey, love you guys. Thanks for joining us. It's always such a pleasure. Keep Eddie Leland in your thoughts and prayers. That means a lot to me, means a lot to him, means a lot to his family. I'm heading over to visit him right now, so I'll give him your very, very best. Once again, for the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel, it's always a pleasure. We'll see you September the 10th at Bass Pro Shops, Rancho Cucamonga. For everyone associated and the Friedman Adventure family, thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for the incredible stats. Thanks for the incredible support. And I hope to see you really, really soon. Ah, delicious.